Cam Lund scores his first NHL goal as the San Jose Sharks get crushed by a desperate New York Rangers team.
You're Locked On Sharks, your daily podcast on the San Jose Sharks, part of the Locked On Podcast Network, your team every day.
Hello, welcome to Locked On Sharks, the premier hockey podcast covering your favorite team in the Bay Area. My name is JD Young, caretaker at the Reef, also the co-host of Locked On NHL. I want to thank you for making Locked On Sharks your first listen. Proudly part of the Locked On Network, we cover your team every day. And if you want to be an everydayer, all you have to do is just follow along wherever you get podcasts, or you can watch on YouTube as well. And today we're going to be discussing the Sharks. They got crushed by a desperate Rangers team. We're going to be talking about the 6-1 loss. Also discussing Cam Lund's first NHL goal. Congratulations. Look at the numbers behind this game, why this happened, and we'll get caught up on some of these Sharks prospects as they are in their playoff season. So before we do all that, do want to let you guys know that today's episode is brought to you by FanDuel. Right now, new customers can get $200 in bonus bets if your first $5 bet wins. So, big takeaway from this game was the Sharks were facing a very desperate Rangers team, that just blew a game against the Ducks on Friday night. Rangers team that is now currently in the wild card 2 spot in the Eastern Conference, and they just could not match that energy, right? Sharks were feeling really good about the way they had played the last couple games, but couldn't build it. And this is one of those kind of growing, teaching type of moments for the Sharks as you get, like, when things ratchet up, can you find that extra gear? And right now the Sharks just don't have that extra gear. And honestly, like, I don't think they played honestly like too bad. And there was a lot of self-inflicted wounds, as the Sharks are very used to doing that to themselves. But I don't think, like, in general, the Sharks played poorly in this game. I think, one, the score got away from them. Two, I think Jonathan Quick played out of his freaking mind tonight. It's been like 1,000 years and Jonathan Quick is still doing this to us. He can't keep getting away with this. And he just signed a freaking 1-year contract extension with the Rangers. So he's going to do it again to the Sharks next year as well. So just put that on your calendar. Jonathan Quick continues to just crush the Sharks at some point. So tale as old as time. But again, like, I don't think they played that poorly. It's just whenever they did something dumb, it ended up in the back of their net, right? So yeah, it was just they couldn't find that energy. The Rangers were a desperate team who came out and set the tone early, right? And it got away from them. And, like, I'm not going to get over, like, the Sharks have played really well, especially on this homestand, right? And, you had this game, and you had the Caps game on this homestand where the Sharks got blown out. And I still think, though, the way that the team is playing has been much better, right? And you are seeing less and less of these blowouts. And, the team did continue to play hard, and they played well, and they did put some lipstick on the pig with Cam Lund getting his first goal. But even, like, the second period, the Sharks did play much better in that period, and they were starting to kind of reestablish themselves in this game. And, right, if you do wonder if, instead of it being going from 3-0 to 4-0, if the Sharks do get a goal there, right, especially on that power play to start the second period, if they do get a goal there and get back, make it 3-1, do they crawl back into this game and make it 3-2 at some point, and then you have a game, and then we're talking about maybe a 4-3 loss instead of a 6-1 loss. So, yeah, I'm not going to come, like, we know what this team is, right? They're still the worst team in the NHL. Still have a 2-point lead on the Blackhawks for that. And the Sharks, the good thing about this is the Sharks they play again tomorrow. So this is one of those games where you can definitely kind of flush the game try to get it back out there and move on from it very quickly. So do want to talk about Cam Lund, who I thought played well tonight. Again, continuing to play well, at least with some of the plays that he is making. Not a fan of the line that he is on. At one point, they were outshot 1-13 when it came to shot attempts. But again, the Sharks don't really have much options right now when it comes to the third line. But Cam Lund, congratulations on that first goal. It always sucks when it's like a blowout like this and they can't even really celebrate, because like if I scored my first NHL goal, right, it's you dream about one making the NHL as a young hockey player, right? You always dream about that first goal, and you dream about winning the Stanley Cup, right? Those are like the things that you dream about. But to score the first goal and then you're just like, oh cool, it's 6-1 now, and you don't even get to like have the big celebration, right? So and now we don't we'll get the goofy picture, but he'll be all sad in the picture because again, right, you lost 6-1, so you have to be sad about the loss. But congratulations to him. Congratulations to Mama Lund, who stole the show at the very end there. MVP of the night, Mama Lund coming in big there and at least giving us something happy. So definitely Mama Lund, first star of the game for this. I don't care. I assume it was Panarin or Fox who was actually the first star. Panarin was the first star. Mama Lund, you are the first star of the game tonight. But I do think though, like you're seeing Lund and what makes him so intriguing in this game. And it's, again, I keep making the parallel to Colin Graf. I think Lund is a better natural scorer, has some better skills when it comes to the offensive zone, but right, kind of coming in, making some smart plays. Again, I thought he made a really nice play along the boards where he kind of slows down. He realizes he's just kind of outmanned, is able to kind of get it down and continue to go from there. Makes a beautiful pass that Giles just isn't able to get in. And also, again, Jonathan Quick, Jonathan Quick makes a great save there, right? But you are seeing some of those flashes of that offensive skill there. And when Cam Lund gets an NHL center, no offense to Patrick Giles, but like when you get like an actual NHL center with him, I think you're going to see Cam Lund continue to grow and be more of a threat and be kind of show more and more. So I still think, again, put him on the Colin Graf path to success of starting him next season with the Barracuda, ideally putting him on Andrew Podorowski's wing and let him go from there. And then we'll see you midway through the season next year. That would be what I would do. But you are seeing a lot of flashes early from Cam Lund, which is a good sign, right? You don't want to. I think we're seeing a lot more from him than even what we saw from like Will Smith very, 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 very early in the season, right? With Will Smith, where it was, okay, we're trying to, see something here and there, but I think you're starting seeing a little bit of that from him. And I thought Cam Lund played well in his defensive zone as well. Like I think he's going to be a solid in his defensive zone. I think you're going to see some nice skill in the offensive zone. And again, he's 20, right? Like he still has a long way to go, but good for Cam Lund. Happy for him getting that first goal. I did call it. If you watch my YouTube preview, don't listen to what I thought the game was. I did have the right amount of goals in that game. I said it was going to be 4-3. So I did have 7 goals in that game. Just maybe not distributed right. So, but yeah, it is what it is. So happy for Cam Lund. Hopefully we continue to see him continue to grow and develop and get some more of these positive moments, right? And if he can show a little bit of that scoring touch that we saw for him at Northeastern, and definitely that play driving from him, would love to see him kind of be able to get an opportunity to that transition game that we saw in the NCAA. Would love to see him get a chance to kind of do that here in the NHL. So we'll break down this game some more, talk about the numbers behind the game, look at the lines that were a hot mess. So we'll get to that here in just 1 second. March Madness is here, and FanDuel is giving you the chance to get on the action like never before. Right now, new customers get $200 in bonus bets when your first $5 bet wins. That's 200 extra bucks to use on everything from buzzer beaters to Cinderella stories, and even who's cutting down the nets. It seems very chalk, so just keep going chalk right now because who knows? March Madness is weird, right? So, yeah, keep going chalk. Tournament games are happening almost every day. There's always something exciting to bet on. FanDuel app is simple to use, and when you win, you get paid instantly. No waiting around. So visit FanDuel.com to get in on the college hoops action all tournament long. All right, before we continue, do of course want to thank you guys for making Locked On Sharks your first listen. If you haven't yet, perfect time to subscribe. Even though the season's winding down, off-season mode at Locked On Sharks is where we shine. Draft coverage stuff, we have plenty to talk about in free agency. Of course, we'll have fun interviews. We got a fun interview plan that's in the can, ready to go. That'll come out Monday night, Tuesday. So make sure you're following wherever you get podcasts. And of course, if you're watching on YouTube, hit that subscribe button, get those notifications. That way you know exactly when a new episode drops. So yeah, plenty of fun stuff still coming here at Locked On Sharks. All right, let's dig into the numbers behind this game. And again, very lipstick on the pig as the Rangers were up by 5 goals and very much parked the bus in the third period. But like, still the Sharks, like middle of the second period, kind of started doing stuff. Anyway, it was so 50 minutes of 5-on-5 time, 56 to 54 shot attempts, 50.91 to 49% Corsi for in favor of the Sharks. Actual shots on goal, though, 25 to 20 in favor of the Rangers, 29 to 21 scoring chances in favor of the Sharks, 7 to 3 high danger chances in favor of the Sharks, 1.55 to 1.29 expected goals for in favor of the Sharks. And I think, though, that second period, right, the Sharks really did make a good push in that second period and just weren't able to capitalize. 23 to 21 shot attempts in little under 18 minutes of 5-on-5, 13 to 11 scoring chances, 4 to 1 high danger chances, 0.87 to 0.57 expected goals for at 5-on-5, and the Sharks just couldn't capitalize. I think that speaks to how good Jonathan Quick was tonight. So again, if they are able to get a goal early in the second, or like and try to make it like a 2-1 game or a 3-1 game and early in the second, you wonder if we're talking about a little bit of a different outcome in this game. So as for the lines, Toffoli-Wennberg-Graf played the most at 5-on-5 with 11.25. They had 12 to 9 shot attempts, 5 to 1 actual shots, 0.21 to 0.24 expected goals for, 7 to 3 scoring chances for that line, and 2 to 1 high danger chances. So that line continues to do well, and Colin Graf got denied on a great stop by Jonathan Quick as well. And Wennberg continues to play really, really well. And I do think, topic for the offseason, but like, if Wennberg's your 3 seed next year and you either go find another 2 seed this offseason or think Will Smith's ready, like Wennberg with like actually talented players like a Colin Graf and, Cam Lund or whoever it is on your third line, you're going to feel really good about that. It's good to see Wennberg play really well down the stretch here. So, he's been playing outstanding. So, Eklund-Celebrini-Smith played 11-13, 15 to 15 shot attempts, 5 to 6 actual shots. They'd give up 3 goals, 0.31 to 0.25 expected goals for, 10 to 7 scoring chances, 1 to 1 high danger chances. Like, this line is very much right. The best way to play defense is not have to play defense. You're going to live with giving up shot attempts that they do, because they're just going to play a high event style and hope that our line's better than your line. And I think as they continue to get better, that strategy is going to work out really well for them. But, again, like Smith had a couple of chances, right? Celebrini-Smith, perfect 2-on-1. And Jonathan Quick, again, makes a ridiculous save. Again, William Eklund-Celebrini leaves the puck for Eklund-Celebrini. Eklund-Celebrini, great shot. And Jonathan Quick, like, there's plenty of times tonight where these guys had great looks. Again, you had 10 scoring chances from this line, and they had 0 goals and they gave up 3. And I will continue to live with that because those numbers are eventually going to even out for this line. So Osapchuk, Dellandrea, Goodrow played 848, 9-6 shot attempts, 3-4 actual shots, 0.19 to 0.08 expected goals for. Actually, I didn't mind this line tonight. I thought they played really well. Dellandrea takes his normal dumb penalty as per usual. Dude, you got to calm down with the penalties. But Goodrow, other than Mama Lund, the second star of the game tonight was definitely Barclay Goodrow getting Zibanejev's stick caught in his like blade, and it's like sticking up. Amazing. Yeah, that would have been the first star if Mama Lund didn't make a late push. But yeah, like this line, if that's your fourth line and they're going to go out and they're going to try hard and try to set the tone, et cetera, that's fine. So they were fine tonight. But Cam Lund, Patrick Giles, Clean Costin, 730, 7-14 shot attempts. Again, that one point was 1-13. Definitely put some lipstick on the pig there. 2-7 actual shots, 0 goals for, 1 goal allowed, 0.06 to 0.33 expected goals for, 2-5 scoring chances, 0-0 high danger chances. Costin got benched for part of the basically the second half of the second period after poor effort from him led to the third goal of the game. Again, like, this goes back to the Sharks' bigger point of they need a better third line. But it's Clean Costin. I think your days in Teal are coming to an end here soon. And I think Giles will be on the Barracuda. Like, it's, out of those 3 guys, right? Cam Lund is the one guy where you're like, okay, I can see him playing like a legit third line role. While I think these other guys are probably in getting pushed up over where they need to be right now, unfortunately. So, it just kind of is what it is right now with the end of this season. 1, with the end of the season going the way it is, and 2, the lack of just kind of talent on the Sharks, especially after the trade deadline here with a lot of young guys in different roles. But yeah, defensively for the Sharks, bit of a mess tonight as well. So defensive pairs for our Mukamadillin, actually, the Corsi numbers are pretty good for them, 22-10. Mukamadillin, up and down night, right? I think Mukamadillin's defensive, like both the Panarin goals, where one, he's out there playing Panarin, but like he's kind of in no man's land of, if I'm going to play Panarin, I need to be like a little bit closer, or I need to back off and get closer back to the net. And he kind of gets stuck in no man land on both those. So kind of a tough night for Mukamadillin. But again, I think overall you're seeing Mukamadillin, and he's been earning and getting a lot of minutes here. And I think they're really kind of giving him an audition of for what to expect. Mukamadillin played 21 minutes tonight. And he's been very much like over that 20, 25, like almost 24 minutes in some nights. So, but yeah, I think again, some of that decision making and when to kind of press and when to back off, still is something he needs to kind of continue to work on. Kenyoni Schultz, they played 5-3. Jimmy Schultz did leave this game, so we'll see what happens. I know Vlasic has been close, and Henry Thrun, I think, is also getting close as well. So we'll see if maybe one of those guys, but if not, Jack Thompson might be getting the call up. Mike Greer might be waking him up to get on the plane right now to go down to LA. So we'll see kind of what the Sharks might have to do there if they're running out of defensive bodies, and with all these guys up here, and the poor Barracuda are just ravaged by, like, the defense right now is just, it's tough for the Barracuda right now with all the Sharks, all the Barracuda defensemen who are now up with the Sharks, right? Tough sledding for the Barracuda right now. So, and then Carlson Liljegren, 46.67%, 14 to 16 shot attempts. I actually like that pairing. I think they do work really well. And I do believe Carlson has played really well, except for, again, he's making a run at Delandria's belt of dumb penalties. But overall, though, like I said, I think the Barracuda. I think the Sharks met a desperate team in the Rangers tonight. A Rangers team who, again, did not have a good night on Friday night. It wanted to kind of make up for it. So, yeah. Georgiev, tough night. What are you going to do? So, we're going to put a bow on this game, and then we're going to switch over to the Sharks prospects and why we might be seeing the fireworks factory himself, Igor Chernyshov in San Jose, sooner rather than later. So we'll get to that here in just 1 second. Daily savings snuck up on us again. If you're feeling that loss of sleep, 5-Hour Energy has your back. Extra sunshine means more time for fun, but sometimes you need a little boost to power through. So if you're staying up late watching the NCAA tournament or trying to watch as much Sharks prospect playoff as I am, or squeezing in a round of golf or whatever you're doing, 5-Hour Energy gives you that quick, refreshing pick-me-up whenever you need it. Like I said, my kid's now in 2 sports. We're trying to cram as much playoff hockey in with the prospects. So 5-Hour Energy is definitely coming in handy right now. And the great thing, throw out my bag. I'm good to go. Head to 5hourenergy.com to find over 15 flavors to choose from, including watermelon, blue raspberry, and peach mango. You can even build your own 12-pack or 24-pack delivered right to your door. And if you need one right now, grab a 5-Hour Energy shot at your local grocery or convenience store. They're everywhere. Stock up today and stay energized. All right, before we finish up with the Sharks prospects, do of course want to thank you guys for making Locked On Sharks your first listen. When you're done with this episode, go check out Locked On NHL. Rotating casts of characters, including myself, every Tuesday. We cover the biggest stories in the NHL. That's Monday through Friday, of course. Or check out any of the other shows here in the Bay Area. Of course, you have Locked On Giants, Locked On Niners, Locked On Warriors, Locked On A's. Plenty of great stuff here at the Locked On Network. We cover your team every day. All right. Sharks prospects. So we are starting to see, the Frozen Four starting to kind of wind down here. We still have, as I'm recording this, we still have 4 Sharks prospects still alive in the college. So Brandon Svoboda, BU, moving on. Sunday, though, we do have Reese LeBach versus Joey Maldoni. So one of those is definitely moving on. And then, of course, we have Eric Polkamp in Denver continuing as well. So there's a really good chance we could see a Sharks prospect playing for finals here. So out of all those, like Svoboda's been pretty quiet so far. Maldoni did get an empty netter the other day as UConn kind of advanced. None of those guys have been, like it's been a little quiet, I say, from those guys. I thought Reese LeBach played pretty well, like in his game. Not really didn't see too much, of course, when it came like with the scoring, but I did think he played pretty well for Penn State the other day. I do think Polkamp played as well, but it's just Zeev Buium just dominates all the opportunities in that. Which again, Zeev Buium pretty good at hockey. So switch over to the OHL. Sam Dickinson's good, man. Sam Dickinson's really good. He was outstanding on Friday night. 2 goals and assists in the first period as London cruises. They play 11 a.m. on Sunday. So nice brunch. Get your, have yourself a nice meal and watch London play. I think they're going to easily win that series. Haltonen looked really good in that as well. He had a goal and assist as well. London's going to cruise. No Quentin Musty on Friday, dealing with an injury. Sudbury does play on sat on Sunday as well. So we'll see. Worries me that he's not getting out there here as well. So hopefully he can play Sunday. They did lose there. If they lose on Kingston's really good. So we'll see what happens there. But I think one of the most surprising things though is Saginaw has lost 2 games at home and is now down 0-2. Igor Chernyshov on Saturday had a goal, 2 assists, was all over the ice. But Saginaw very much the all gas, no brakes. We're just going to outscore our problems, and Erie has been taking it to them. I know Saginaw has been dealing with a lot of issues. Their number one goalie's injured. They are dealing with a ton of injury issues, but it is surprising that this series has gone this way so far. I thought it would be much closer, and it has not been very close. It's not just Chernyshov hasn't been playing well or anything. Chernyshov, I think, has been playing great. He did have a poor giveaway, but I do, especially on Friday night, or Thursday night, sorry. But I do he has been kind of doing they're asking a lot out of that top line of Saginaw to kind of carry them. But I do think Chernyshov has been playing very well. If Saginaw now the series switches to Erie, and you might have Matthew Schaefer, who was on the trip but didn't play. Matthew Schaefer is kind of the looming thing here for Erie, because if he comes back, that's again, you're adding a huge piece into the a huge piece for Erie there if Schaefer comes back. So their next game is on Tuesday, and then they play again on Thursday. So if it's a sweep, there's a realistic chance that we could have Chernyshov in San Jose by the next weekend. Not to say that he'd be playing right away, but still, remember, he's under contract already. He's already signed his ELC. So there's no, as soon as his season is done, he's good to go, and he can play games in the AHL. And I think he's ready to play games in the AHL. But if you want to see the fireworks factory coming to San Jose, you root for Erie, because this thing might be over quickly, much quicker than I thought. So switching over to the WHL, Carson Wetch, he's there. I think they're up 1-0 right now. You also see Victoria's been playing really well as well. They're up 2-0. Nate Miskey has been huge with their defense and their penalty killing. I think it was a big 5-on-3 that they killed tonight, if I recall. I didn't get to watch that game because they're watching the Sharks game. And then I know Vancouver's, I know they lost their first game on Friday night as well. So plenty fun time right now with all the prospects playing playoffs here. So we could be seeing, like I said, Colton Roberts potentially, if Vancouver's knocked out early here against a very good Spokane team. We could be seeing Chernyshov in San Jose really soon as well. So we'll keep track of that, as the Barracuda definitely could use some reinforcements on the blue line. Ooh. That was a tough weekend against Abbotsford. Tough weekend. So, that's going to be it for me tonight. We'll be back tomorrow. So you'll have a game preview, probably going up around 2:00 Pacific time, YouTube only, about 9 to 10, about 10 minutes or so. We'll break down the game, get you ready for the game against the Kings. Then we'll have a recap Sunday night, talking about the Sharks, Kings, also get you caught up on how the prospects did that day. So plenty of great stuff coming up here at Locked On Sharks, wherever you get podcasts. And of course, you can watch on YouTube as well. Follow the show on Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram at Locked On Sharks. Follow me on Twitter and Blue Sky at My Fry Hole. Until tomorrow, bye, friends.